I've been using electric razors like this for about 30 years. I've used a lot of name brand and I've used a lot of generic razors. So in this video, I'm going to share my experience between name brand and generic. And also I want to talk about the difference between a foil razor like this and a rotary razor like this. For about 15 years, I used nothing but name brand. I really liked Philips Norelco. But the two main issues I've had with name brand is, for one, they always use charging cables like this, which I'm not really a fan of because I lose them all the time. The other disadvantage with name brand is obviously they're putting a lot of money into the name, so you're usually paying quite a bit more to get the name brand razors. The main advantages, of course, is you do get a solid razor. They always worked really well, and usually with name brand you can pay a lot of money to get a lot of features like a charging dock or a cleaning station, or things that I found, quite frankly, I never use. The reality with name brand is if you look at the replacement heads, they usually work for all the different models of razors. So when you pay for the more expensive razors that hold a charge for a long time, or they have a cleaning dock, that's the only thing you're paying for. You're not paying for a better shave. It doesn't shave you any better than the cheaper models do. That's something good to be aware of. I had a razor one time that had all the bells and whistles, and I realized I didn't need any of that, and most of the time I didn't use it anyway. I just like washing it manually by hand. It's just about as quick and easy. So what about generic or no name brand razors? I've used no name brand razors for the past 10 years, and that's what I'm currently using. So obviously you can tell my opinion on these type of razors. The thing I like most about the generic razors is that they're really inexpensive, but I've found that they shave just as well as the name brand razors. The other thing I really like about generic razors, this charges via USB micro. This charges via USB-C. It's so nice to have a razor with a cable I just already have lying about. I use USB-C for my phone, so I can unplug my phone, plug my razor in, I'm good to go. I have yet to find a name brand razor that allows you to use USB-C to charge. Until they do, I'm sticking with generic. The main disadvantage with generic razors is it's harder to find replacement heads. Now, a lot of them do have the replacement heads, but I found in most cases the replacement head cost is about the same as the whole razor anyway. So a lot of times I end up just getting another razor. In some instances with generic razors, I have seen lower quality, but for the most part, these work just as well as the name brand. So what about rotary versus foil? In my experience, the main advantage of a foil razor is I do get a closer shave. These seem to shave a lot closer, but the drawbacks with these is they're usually more difficult to clean. They're usually a little bit louder, and I tend to get a lot more razor burn with the foil style. With the rotary shavers, these things are so simple to clean. You don't get hair clogged up like you do with the foil shavers. These tend to be more quiet. And for me, the only disadvantage with this type of razor is I tend to not get as close a shave as I do with the foil shaver. But with everything else being so nice, I prefer the rotary shavers. Over the past 10 years, the razors I have used that have been my favorite are these three. This is the Hatteker shaver. It's all around a really good razor. Nice close shave, feels very comfortable, easy to clean. Really, the only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't charge via a USB cable. This SweetLF or SweetLF is also really good. It has your sideburns trimmer. It's nice and quiet, gives you a good shave, easy to clean, and it does charge via USB micro. Unfortunately, not USB-C, which is probably the only thing I don't like about this. Currently, my favorite shaver is this Wosvas shaver. The two main things I like about this is it charges via USB-C, and the battery life on this thing is incredible. I get about 3 weeks of shaving on one charge on this thing. That is super impressive. This also has travel mode, so you can press and lock the button by pressing and holding, and then you can unlock it by pressing and holding. I travel quite a bit, so this is nice to have. I've actually had a razor go off in my backpack before in the airport as I'm going through security. That's a fun thing to have happen. Really, the only thing I don't like about this is it doesn't have the sideburns trimmer. I have my own trimmers anyway, so that's not a huge deal to me. This thing is amazing. So yeah, that's just my personal experience. I think generic works just as well as name brand. I have used both for many, many years. The nice thing about generic is you're saving yourself money. and you can charge via a USB cable. I do switch off between foil and rotary, but ultimately rotary is just so much easier to use and to clean. I think that's the way to go. Every face is different, obviously, and it takes a while for your face to adjust to a razor, which is just another reason I like generic, because you won't really know how good a razor is until you've used it for a couple weeks. I hope this video has helped some. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.